Good morning, Barbara. How are you? Good to see you, Mrs. Second Amendment. Las Vegas gal, how are you? How are you? Catherine, Angels, good morning. If you would please swipe and invite your followers, that'd be great. Hey, Hugh, good morning. Let me know if you can hear me over there, Hugh. Good morning, Julie. How are you? Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. Good morning, Kayla. Good morning, Karen. Good to see you. Over on Facebook Live. Hey, Sally, Robert. Good to see you. Glad everybody's here. Good morning, Monica. Hello, hello. Dawn. Dawn, you're late. 2 other people beat you. I can't even believe that. Hey, Bill. If you would just swipe and invite for your followers, that would be wonderful before we get started. Trump junkie. Good to see you. Hey, Sally. Good morning. Danielle, hello. Shauna, good morning. How is everybody? Not getting notifications on Periscope. That's terrible. Oh, Don was first, but he was silent. Hey, Nina. Thanks for inviting people. I'm coming down with a little bit of cold, so hopefully I can get through this hour. Hey, Ashley. No notification. That's terrible. I don't get it. I really don't. Donald Trump's ideology, Trumpism. Okay. No shocker there, I guess. Yep. Glad everybody is doing well. I'm glad everybody made it to Friday. All right, let me begin. If I can, I want to begin with the Psalm 98. If you want to follow along, Psalm 98, and then we'll get started with the news and politics. Oh, sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have gained him the victory. The Lord has made known his salvation, his righteousness he has revealed in the sight of the nations. He has remembered his mercy and his faithfulness to the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Shout joyfully to the Lord, all the earth. Break forth in song, rejoice, and sing praises. Sing to the Lord with the harp and the sound of a psalm, with trumpets and the sound of a horn. Shout joyfully before the Lord the King. Let the sea roar and all of its fullness, the world and those who dwell in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the hills be joyful together before the Lord. For he is coming to judge the earth. With righteousness he shall judge the world and the peoples with equity. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you? Glad you could be with us. Huey, good to see you. Glad everybody is here. And we'll get started with the news. Yeah, I know, Huey. So yesterday's mid-sized microphone. I do have a microphone stand, Las Vegas gal, but what happens is if I move over and look this direction, then the people on YouTube really can't hear me. And it's the people on YouTube that this is for, because the way my system is hooked up through different things for me to do my podcast, I have to have the microphone, and I want them to hear everything that I'm saying. So don't want to leave them out. So the One American News Network is reporting that three people have been found to be violating and leaking information. So they're saying that Trump has identified those three people, and that as soon as he gets back, he's going to be firing those three people. And not only will they be fired, but it's very possible that they will be facing criminal charges. Shauna, who's the other two? I mean, they need to be prosecuted. They absolutely do. I mean, I guess they're the same people that came out the other day and started talking information in regards to Manchester and what's going on there, and working with trying to keep America safe and all the other countries. So we can't have that information now because there's a leak. They should be arrested, Monica, and they will be arrested most likely. The war room, yeah, they need to be to the fullest extent of the law. They really do. I mean, there's absolutely no reason that you're leaking confidential information. And maybe they'll pull a Hillary. Oh, I didn't know. It was confidential. I had no idea it was classified, And knowing, the way everybody looks at the left, that may work. They've probably been sweating big time this week. Yeah, unless they're on a plane out of here, I guess. Remember the people that, the IT people that worked on the DNC? Supposedly, one I think is Pakistani, and it was a female. Well, guess what? She just disappeared. Hey, comical. So she's out of the country. Who do you think it is? Las Vegas guy? I don't know. I mean, you would think it's got to be somebody in the upper echelon. Almond Brothers too. Yeah. But I don't know. But I don't, I don't know if it's as high up as like Rand's Previs that everybody thinks. Spicer. I can't see Spicer. Spicer being in the military, that would be absolutely the most ridiculous thing he's ever done. I think it's Obama appointees, DNC people. Monica says they let him go away. They knew about them for months. Hey, Patrick, good morning. Good to see you. Hey, Carrie, good to see you. I mean, these people should have been gone a long time ago. And, watch, they'll be fired and then they'll say, oh, why did you fire these people? What are you're just trying not to have the investigation of Russia go forward. I mean, it's going to be whatever it is. And I tell you what, the New York Times, hey, Keith, the New York Times and the Washington Post, man, I'm telling you, you were driving, Danielle. God, you could be with us. Those people, those organizations need to be brought to the carpet. Because, I mean, if you look at it, everything that comes out from the New York Times and the Washington Post about Trump is absolutely, totally negative. Could the White House be under surveillance and not an insider? I mean, the White House could be under surveillance, but, I mean, who's doing the surveillance? Lexington Redux. Is that Brad? So, I mean, you have to figure out somebody is in charge of it. Somebody's doing it for on behalf of somebody else, right? So that means people are listening somewhere. And who's doing that? Is it the FBI? I really don't think it's the FBI. I think it's somebody within the Obama administration, one of the appointees that have been doing that. I mean, if they end up that they have committed suicide or unexpectedly got shot in the back, I guess maybe we'll know. I mean, can you imagine, though, that if you're one of those people, they're not going to, a deep state by Obama, Obama's not going to be there to protect you. Don says polygraph them all. They may not be subjected to polygraphs, Don. I don't know. And it is absolute craziness is what it is. I mean, this is something that, I mean, really, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, would you have thought that this would happen? Would you have thought that your government would be overrun by people who were giving information out about your government? Suicide by 3 bullets to the back of the head. Yep, that's right, Keith. I mean, you know that you should never trust your government 100%. But my gosh, that you think that there's, I mean, this is treasonous. Really, it's treasonous. It's overthrowing the government by giving out classified information, really. It's shutting down the government so the government can't function. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that isn't treason for the legal sense, but Barbara said, no, never, and that people even follow the demos still. I know. Sedition, Keith said. Thanks for inviting people, Marlene. I really appreciate it. But, I mean, there's so much damage that has been done by the former administration. I don't know how long it will take to ever recover from it. Endangering people's lives. Yes. All of our service people. Sedition at the very least. Hey, Robert, good morning. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know how you would call it anything else. Hey, Marie, good morning. Happy Friday. Back to you. Yeah, I mean, if anybody else had done this, if the right had done something like that, it does put us all at risk, Keith. Absolutely, every single one of us, all American citizens and our military. Don, we had a poly every year for our secret clearance. Don said, "That's good, Don. That's good to know too." So I don't know if these people that the leakers, again, I don't know what their classification level is. Brad says hang 'em high. Theresa May was very upset. Well, she should have been, Danielle. We should be. People in other countries as well. That's right, Nina. Not just us. And it's amazing that I wrote an article, time to break out Polly. I don't know if you saw my article today. It's up on SusanKnowles.com. But if you could retweet that and put hashtag expose the left, I would appreciate it. Huey said he had a secret clearance and never had a polygraph. I know I had a secret clearance and I was not given a polygraph. And what is their end game? Very scary. Well, it's the end game is if you want to look at it, Carrie, the New World Order and allowing the Islamists really to take over. I mean, that if you maybe not politically correct to say that, but that's what it is. Thank you, Marie. I really appreciate it. I was in retail long ago. We had to Polly. Oh, really? In retail? Oh my gosh. I know it's for saving money, but still that seems amazing. Hey, Bo, welcome. Good morning. Yeah, I mean, I think they really should polygraph everybody. If you somebody who's working in the White House and that level, I think that would be great. New feudalism enforced by Islam. Yep, that's what Brad said. High-end sound sales. Wow. Can always refuse polygraphs, I think. Yeah, Patrick, but you can also be told that you don't have a job, too. You can refuse them, but I don't think they do those really in California. But as I was saying, the article that I have on SusanKnowles.com is about Obama's, hey, Carmen, good morning, Obama's NSA. And they basically have, it's come out, and we knew this, it just didn't come out, that they conducted improper searches violating the Fourth Amendment and its own rules on when they're surveilling Americans. So you, me, everybody else that was surveilled was done illegally. But there are actual documents stating that the invasion of Islam is intentional. Yeah. Oh my gosh, they won't cover Obama spying on all of us. No, they won't. The only people that covered that was Fox News. Oh, great. Lindsey Graham is voting no on Trump's budget. Of course he is. You didn't expect him to go along with his own party, his quote-unquote own party. But the FISA court basically called the Obama administration to task on their illegal searches and seizures, if you will, under the Fourth Amendment. And the only thing, and it was really funny not really funny in that sense, but odd, let's just say, to read the court trying to get information from the Obama administration. It took like 3 or 4 times to actually get the information. And they just kept extending. It's like, oh, well, we don't have that information for you. We need more time. And so months would go by. And so the only thing that happened in the end was that the FISA court rebuked them. So, and they're basically saying that stuff still continues to go on. It started under George Bush, and it continues to go on under Trump in different ways. So I don't know. They didn't go into it in what ways. And again, that was Fox News and Judge Napolitano. I've quoted him in certain sections. He just thinks that's absolutely strange that nobody is outraged about it. But I mean, if you're not getting coverage in the news from the news that people on the left read, what does that mean about Obama? Absolutely nothing, Carmen. Nothing will happen. It means the court rebuked him, and that's it. They're going to look at the FISA court and may not renew it. You were saying, Marie? Yeah. It's absolutely insane. Hey, Jennifer, that's because most of our news media is funded by Saudi Arabia, and they get to choose and pick what we hear on the news. That's what Jennifer is saying. We are also used to surveillance abuses, and it doesn't shock us anymore. That's what Gowdy was saying. about FISA. The FISA court, I don't understand why we have a secret court. That should never be. I don't know who started that, when it got started, or anything else. But why do you need a FISA court when you have the court? Yeah, I mean it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean we have hard enough time with the courts that we have, the court system, and then we want to go to a more lenient court to get whatever we want. Scalia called out Obama administration surveilling SCOTUS, then he died. Yeah, I know. Funny how that happens. I'm sure it was just a coincidence in timing there, Brad. Maybe because they don't want people knowing who is and who isn't surveilled. Yeah, I'm sure that's it, Patrick. Because you don't want people to know that you're looking at American citizens when you shouldn't be. Hello, Cedric. Because absolute power corrupts absolutely. Absolutely. Tooth box. Funny how they die. I know. Not to have secret courts is, it's ridiculous. Sally said Star Chamber wasn't it George W. Bush? Yeah, I think so. That's why they're saying that it started under George W. Bush with the FISA court, or the abuses of the FISA court, doing things, surveilling Americans improperly. I mean, I don't mind if they're surveilling people that come here that aren't American citizens and they come on American soil. You need to surveil them. I also think that what Obama did in giving the 16 organizations the right to look at information that would otherwise have been redacted or whatever, that needs to change. I don't know why President Trump can't undo that. Saw a list of people dead from the Clintons. Wow, I know. Wish the UK would swap. No, you don't, Cedric. Some of the stuff I am learning, I believe a founding father would be turning in their graves. That's right, Marie. Was going some background on Islam. I can't do that. I hope the USA is fighting foreign governments. Yeah, I know. When millions are surveilled, how will you pay for the paper? Don says. I don't know what that means, Don, but yeah. So I mean, they really do need to do away with a lot of what we have. Um, but I think that it's hard for when you've given up your freedoms to get it back, and I think we are so used to giving it up. They said they did something on a little questionnaire, whatever, for millennials, and millennials said they do believe in freedom of speech, but then they turned around and said they believe the government should determine what that is. Just like entitlements, we slid down the slope. Yes, Christians were killed in Egypt overnight. I heard about that, Las Vegas gal. Rand Paul is only senator I see fighting spying. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. We're not teaching our kids about the Constitution anymore in schools. So, if you're not going to teach people in the schools about the Constitution, then how are they going to know about the Fourth Amendment and due process and every other thing that they're supposed to know about to keep the country free? I know, Carrie, it is crazy. Got mold to kill in the greenhouse. I don't know what you're talking about, Don. Hey, Amanda, good to see you. Jennifer said in 1952, something was passed. A law was passed that any organization or religious organization who tries to overthrow the government is banned from America, and the Muslim Brotherhood and Islam fits in that category. Yeah, Jennifer, we on the right know that, but the people on the left would never admit to that. They have no clue. They think that all we have to do is just all that we need to do is just no barriers, no borders, no problem, right? Just coexist, according to Katy Perry. And that's kind of like how the left sees it. And remember, it was under Obama that he said that all you need to do is give them a job and they'll be fine. So I guess he was giving them jobs because the Americans weren't getting jobs. Dawn said, no, we don't ban them. We invite them into the White House. That's true, Dawn. Carrie says that's hard to prove. That's the problem. Didn't Obama ban Iraqis? Katy Perry's comments were ignorant. Yep, Katy Perry, I roll. I know. Yeah, Jennifer, funny they wrote the law in 1952 when the Democrats were more like Republicans and more conservative, Jennifer. That's the problem. They're not like that anymore. I'd love to see Katy Perry go love on some ISIS. Yeah. I'd love to see Katy go over to, Iran, let's say, put on a concert like she's dressed. Did you see Zuckerberg said everyone should get basic pay, everyone? Yeah, I saw Zuckerberg yesterday talking at Harvard at graduation. That was the lamest speech I think I've ever seen. He cried fake tears, and maybe they weren't fake, but they sure looked fake. And his feigned enthusiasm, I mean, the whole thing was just hard to watch. Yeah, it was horrid. And he kept talking about his wife. Oh, yeah, I'm so glad that I came to Harvard. I met my wife, and my wife is just so wonderful. And she's sitting there, wiping away the tears. Oh, Mark, oh my God. I don't know. I'd love to see Katy Perry without her armed guards and live in a regular neighborhood. Yeah, I know, Marie. Not going to happen. Zuckerberg is a moron, Monica said. Yeah, that speech was, God, it was painful, is what it was. It was painful. And I was doing little sarcastic quips because I couldn't take it. Yeah, I know. Crying 1 minute, smiling the next. Reminds me of Yoko. Yep, Zuckerberg is yes, he is. Amanda. Typical liberal BS. Oh, and everybody was just, oh my gosh, Mark, you're so smart. You're the smartest guy in the whole world. Yeah, they just loved him. I will not exist with homicidal zealots, Brad said. Hey, Nancy, good to see you. Yeah, I mean, it is amazing just to watch those people and listen to them speak. And I think he did booty, but I'm not sure. But to watch, Mark was also saying things like, everybody should have their education paid for, and, that everybody here has money they have to pay. Hello. But he didn't offer to pay for anybody's, college tuition or the loans that they have. So, yes. Jennifer said, how well did that work out for Ariana Grande? He found Islam and ISIS was a joke. She found that Islam and ISIS was a joke, yes. Yeah, he could pay for all of them if he wanted to, Amanda, and certainly that's what he was suggesting, that they not have any loans to have to pay for. So, I don't know. I was waiting for him to say, oh, and as a graduation present, I'm going to pay for that for you. But kind of oddly that those words didn't come out of his mouth, and he didn't offer to pay for them. I know, Nina. Zuckerberg has the biggest spying network on Facebook. You got over 100 billion from Saudi Arabia, so you could figure out something. They will coexist until one of them or their children are murdered by terrorists. Grande ran home to the country she hates. Exactly. Look under your chairs, grads. Zuck is a thief. When is pop culture going to turn against Islam? It seems about time. What a surprise. See, the problem is that, with them not turning against it is because they've been taught in schools to be tolerant, to coexist, So when you're taught that from the very beginning, you don't understand that it's a threat because they're not taught it's a threat. They never are taught that. They're just taught that it's another religion that you should respect and, join in with. Zuck and China are in cahoots at stifling our First Amendment. It's why I follow country music, Las Vegas gal said. The problem isn't education. Coexist doesn't mean suicide. Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, so you got to start in school teaching people the truth about, and I say school, but I think that, it starts at home. It's got to start at home. And then in school, I mean, in my opinion, they're not really responsible for teaching your children religion. Dawn said you don't have to be taught that. It's common sense. It's not common sense to the children, though, Dawn, especially when their parents and their teachers are reinforcing that what they're thinking may not be correct. And so then you start rethinking and reevaluating. Everybody leave Facebook, and hopefully we'll see Zuckerberg working at Starbucks. We'll see Hugh. I wouldn't, because I'm not going to Starbucks. I don't give Starbucks my money. Jennifer said, exactly, yes, I heard Bernie Sanders on a radio show a few weeks ago talking about free schooling and college for everybody, but we know nothing in this world is free. Someone is stuck paying for it. Yep. I was taught that Islam is just as peaceful as any other religion and believed it at the time. I know, Patrick. See, there you go. Is there any problem with Islam? Well, I don't know. Do you think there isn't? I'm not on Facebook anymore because of that. No Starbucks for me either. Zuck has cute ideas. Yeah. When you're sitting there, I mean, if you saw Mark talking, I don't know how to describe him. Hey, Renee, good morning. Katy Perry was raised a Christian. I wonder if her family shares her beliefs. I don't think so, Marie. I think her family is probably wondering what happened. Hugh said somebody can take a picture and post it. Yeah, there you go, Hugh. Yeah, I haven't gone to Starbucks in years. Dawn said some of those people are my age group, and it wasn't taught that in school. The younger generation is to be taught that. I'm with you. You're thinking it starts in the home. Yeah. He has an edge that attracts children. Who's that, Nancy? I missed that. Yeah, I mean, they never see the one thing they don't teach you when they're talking about, history. Go and look up the history of the leathernecks. Oh, yeah. That's because Zuckerberg, maybe that's a good way to describe it, Nancy. He's got that look of like he's 12 years old. I don't know. It was really strange watching an adult look and act like that yesterday. And he had that happy look on his face that was happy but plastic and weird kind of thing. It was just odd. And his wife, somebody made a comment. Somebody said, "My God, is that his wife? She looks 50 years old." And I said, "You'd look like that too if you had Mark Zuckerberg as a husband." Saudi and Russia, Americans' best new pals. Saudi Arabia has always been our ally. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Any religion that supports killing innocent people, child marriages, and rape, to me, that doesn't sound like a peaceful religion. Yeah, that's because it's not, Jennifer. Yeah, I mean, again, there are plenty of books that have been written on the subject by experts. I would be giddy too if the CIA dropped a multi-billion-dollar company in my lap. There you go, Brad. Bob is out of Facebook jail. Yay! Been a lot of Facebook jail lately. Worse, it's a cult. Islam is not a religion, it's an ideology, Monica said. And Hugh said, worse, it's a cult. Keep deceiving these folks. Nope, no deception here. McShafty or Shafi or whatever the name is. I can't read it. We'd all be giddy. Yep, Islam has at least 109 instances of calling for war against infidels. So you agree? Yeah, I know, Nina. I guess people can overlook that, right? I mean, every day we hear the examples of that about the rapes and the killings, and that's for some reason that's okay. Saudis bomb America now. Your new best pal. No, sorry, but we've been new best pals with Saudi Arabia since 1932. Check your history if you have time. You might want to check on some facts. Everybody acts like this is a whole new thing with President Trump going over and doing business with Saudi Arabia. I know, Bob. I would help pay for college for people if blessed with this money. Yeah, with your own relatives maybe. We know Saudi is behind Sunni terrorism. Do you guys agree that there are differences between culture and religion? Just curious. God bless America. One truth, many paths. How many handshakes has Donald Trump won? The Bible isn't completely. Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right. See ya. Sometimes you have to dance with the devil. We need them to keep a strong hand. Yeah, we've been doing business with the Saudis since 1932. People don't like it. A lot of people don't like it. That's the way it is. That's true, Marie. They got treated better over in Saudi Arabia than here. Have to go back decades to find an example, Bob said. Yes, Bob, they do. Christians aren't killing people today. It's not a part of the tenets of their religion to kill infidels. Snowflakes do abound. So why are Saudi good and Islam bad? You don't understand. I'll leave that to you, real dentists, to go read up on that. Yeah. Yep. That's true, LA child. All right. So, also in the news, that Gianforte in Montana won the election, and okay, so he won the election, and basically after everybody had had a chance to go vote, and before the announcement came in about the election results, the Fox reporter said, you know, I'm not sure. Maybe it's possible that he didn't grab his neck after all. Yeah, I mean, in Las Vegas gal, we weren't there. I don't know if he was grabbed by the arm. If he was, he had every right to defend himself. Would he? He said, he apologized today, and said that I wouldn't do it again, and I made a mistake in reacting the way I did. But I mean, I don't know. Was he grabbed? Jennifer said in the 1990s, we took the Muslim Brotherhood to court after they wrote a 100-year plan of the destruction of the Western world, and they were let off because they used our Constitution against us. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Aw, really, sweetie? Well, you go on and look at somebody else. Dims have no problem with leftist violence. I'm glad he did. It's snowflakes. Da da da. All those reporters, no video. I know. How do you, as a reporter, uh, have you're all there and not one of you took video, even with your phone? America is great, always has been. I don't understand if reporters not having video. I know there's no video. Monica said Greg Gianforte won with body slam helped him. He thought, who knows? In Montana, they probably thought it was a pretty good. I heard somebody say that they forgive him for what he did. The guy knew President Trump was supposed to be in front of the photo. America is only as great as its people. I feel the guy had a right to push the reporter out of the way, but not any more than that. Fox team back up the reporter, get real. Found some of my family history, fought in the Revolutionary War and the Mormon Wars of 1833. If you watch closely, you'll see. I know. There are trolls everywhere. I would vote for him. A lot of reporters need body slammed. Amanda said, the new socialist lefties' agenda is against nationalism. They're promoting New World Order. Yeah, I mean, it's, again, I wasn't there. I didn't see what happened. I find it very odd that a reporter doesn't take any video. And I find it very odd that a reporter comes out and changes her story right after. Thank you. Thank you, horse. Someone get body slammed sounds like exaggeration. Well, and like I said, the reporter said, well, maybe they didn't grab him around the neck. I'm hunting for U.S. and world history books written before 1930. Shauna got booted. Oh, but when Kanye does it, oh, come on. Kanye. God. Like a boss. Love that. President Trump took his place in front, a real man. Yeah, I mean, that's Carmen said that. Did you see that with NATO? I mean, he was really telling, I know, uh, when with NATO, he really stood up and told NATO, you haven't paid the money you're supposed to. Yeah, Barbara says she heard it was sort of a trip over each other and they both fail. Strong blocking, I know. Daddy comes home tomorrow. Yay. I know, and then I think he's doing something on Sunday. I think he's doing he has a rally planned for Sunday. I kind of remember seeing that. I think it was yesterday I had that. Let me look and see. I think there's a rally planned in Iowa. Is it on Sunday? Does anybody know? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's on June 1. So that would be on what is it? Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. Yeah, he's coming. It's a rally coming up really soon. I don't know how the guy does it. He's amazing. Yeah. I mean, you think about that. Thanks, Monica. You going to do this anymore today? I might tonight, Monica. We'll see how I feel. Sally said it was a private meeting. Guardian reporter came in uninvited, immediately shoves his recorder into Gio Forte's face. Fake news that he was beaten up, Sally said. Oh, God. People are nasty. Tiffany. Love that name that Tiffany has. Whew. Thanks, Monica. Agree Trump did do a great job at NATO. Yeah, he really did. Huh. Trolls out for us. Yep. Yeah, they are horse sense. Yeah, it's like, I don't know why, but yeah, they have to keep coming out. But think about it. Anybody else that had gone to that many countries in that short of period of time, how would you be faring on that? We do finally have a true leader. June 1st, 7 o'clock, Cedar Rapids Trump rally. Trump is a top man, very humble man against the nasty NWO, Ian said. Or early voting guests, wide open spaces, trolls, mom calling, your hot pockets are ready. Sean said, Carmen said she'd be exhausted. Exactly. I would be so tired. What's with his family touring with him and who's paying? You mean who's paying? What's with his family touring? Did you have that same question when Obama took his family and his mother-in-law and his children places, or just when Ivanka and Melania and Jared Kushner go? That those two have jobs in the White House. So is that the only time that you're concerned? $100 million on Obama's vacation. Yep. The plane goes anywhere. Yep. I know. I will. Yes, when Obama and Michelle took separate vacations. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. I know, Nancy. Did you see that? They tried to pin the whole Montana incident on Trump. This is Trump's fault. Okay, Trump's overseas, and then I see. I don't know, Bob. Bob says he's a little bit concerned about Trump's health. He's going 200 miles per hour. He's not exactly in the best shape. He's been doing this his whole life, Bob, and he's 70 years old. So Don said, and the Obamas are still on vacation. Yes, just not on our dime anymore. Yeah, CNN. Jennifer said, were you concerned with every time America got attacked by radical Islam, Obama had to play a round of golf? But if a Muslim gets hurt, he had to speak out about it. That's true. I don't know. He doesn't look tired to me, Carmen. He looks well rested. I know. I guess the Pope didn't think that he was in good shape, but do I hate people who don't share my faith? I don't hate anyone. Yeah, I know. I know they get upset when Trump goes to his own home in Mar-a-Lago, but the Obamas could go anywhere all the time and it was okay. Yeah, of course, Dybie. CNN blamed this week for far right for the Manchester bombings. Unbelievable. Yep. Didn't he go golfing during the nightclub massacre? He sure did, Bob. I think, and there was one, he went out like to Las Vegas and started doing campaigning or something the next day. Obama did. Pope should talk. He's in rough shape. The night of Benghazi. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. And now people are all of a sudden curious about what's happening. Bush did the same. He went to his ranch, saved the taxpayers' money. Pope is probably jealous of Trump. Love news about FBI headlines about Jared. They'll make him sound guilty. Yeah, and all it is they say they're looking at him or they may be or whatever. I mean, Didn't we hear this a couple of weeks ago about the fact that there was, all the Periscope pundits, that Jared Kushner, he's going to be looked at, or he's going to be this, or he's going to be that. Jared Kushner has more authority and more power than anybody I've ever known if you listen to what's being said about him by the Periscope pundits. Yeah, the Pope is, he's certainly a socialist. I know, exactly. Yep, the Pope looked very ill when standing next to Trump. Have no idea about what you're talking about. Well, that's okay, Sonny. He was always golfing or rubbing elbows with Hollywood. Yep, it's all smoke and mirrors. Bob, according to Fox, Hannity is not in trouble and he will be back on Tuesday. But, if they lose any more advertisers, I would have to kind of question that. That's why you may want to get that list from MediaMatters.org and start talking to the advertisers for Sean Hannity and make sure that they stay on board. Yeah, we do love McShafty or whatever your name is. I can't really see it. Is the Pope going to be the last Pope? I don't know. You can ask God and find out. Lots of advertisers are pulling out. Yep. I think that's why we need to keep it up. Got to run. Okay, Hugh. Have a great weekend too, Hugh. Take care. Hannity said on Twitter yesterday he might have done his last show. Yeah, that was, I think that was day before yesterday, I believe. And that's when Fox News came out the next day and said no. He'll be back. Okay, you're just talking crazy there, so we'll see you later. You like Hannity? Yeah. They don't like Hannity because he's pro-Donald Trump. So Media Matters, funded by Soros money. They want to get rid of him. Bob said as a Catholic, he's embarrassed with the current Pope. Lord gave you Psalm 72. He's our only hope on Fox News. I canceled my auto insurance and credit card with USAA. Thank you. Yeah, I know. McShaffey was whatever his name was a troll. They're doing their best to get all the conservatives off the air. They certainly are. And that's why we need to continue to work for getting a conservative station back. I know there's a lot of people who think that we need to have a station where you're not really doing left or right, I guess. I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think you need to have a conservative station, a left, liberal station, and then maybe one that does both if that's what you want to do. But I think you need it all. Hannity was covering the Seth Rich. That's why they're all getting rid of him. So did I. My account with USAA is officially closed. Good for you, Nina. And Sonny, you're just a troll. Lexington, let's see. News, totally conservative. Yeah, One American News Network. My first shipment of Blue Lives Matter wristbands are in. I know, Bob. I saw them. It's really nice. Okay, thank you, Catherine. Thanks for coming by. Well, they've been asked not to talk about Seth Rich. Supposedly the family has asked that. A country-run TV station? Nope. What's up with USAA? Carmen, they were one of the advertisers that pulled their advertisement from Hannity. Want to be on the middle ground when, say, conservative? I don't know what that is. Gonna run. Okay, thank you, Brad. See you later. Thanks for coming by. Come back, please, and join us. Where are you from, Nito? Nina. Yeah, seems so. They said to Nina, thank you for canceling USAA. Yes, Amanda says, thank you for canceling USAA. That's the best way to show somebody, how you feel is right in the pocketbook. Yahoo knew about C-SPAN. How convenient the family has asked for it. I know. Doesn't mean that it's they're not being told to do that or whatever. Keep it up. Keep up our love for America. Absolutely. Please pump some hearts for me. Thank you. What family doesn't want to get to the bottom of a murdered one? What about USAA? They pulled their advertising from Sean Hannity. If people would do their research, it was the Catholic who wrote the Quran for Muhammad. They used Muhammad to gather an army to get control over Jerusalem. You might want to check that out. Jennifer said it was the Catholics that wrote that the Quran for Muhammad. I haven't heard that, but I haven't researched it either. But that would be something good to research. So this morning, DHS director, I wonder if they would care about the family if Republicans got exposed. No, of course not. Republicans can't get exposed for something they didn't do, though. But the left always tries to make it like they do. Should Obama and Hillary be in prison? What do you think, Ian? When has a network stopped reporting on anything they have been asked to stop doing? Think Muhammad did, sort of. Yeah. I don't know, Barbara. Like I said, I haven't read that, so I haven't read the history into it. I don't really care who started it. I just know what it says, and that matters to me, talking about the Quran. So the head of the DHS, John Kelly, told a reporter, I guess he was talking to them this morning, and he said that the terror threat is worse than most realize. And he told a reporter that if he knew what Kelly knew about terrorism, he wouldn't leave the house in the morning. And yet we have the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals yesterday who continues to block the travel restrictions because of the Muslim countries that were mentioned. I mean, again, Muslim countries were mentioned when Obama, for 8 years, the same countries were in that, but now they want to block it because it's Donald Trump and not Obama. I never heard that about the Quran either, Dawn. But like I said, Jennifer said, research it. Muhammad married a Catholic nun. So you mean a former Catholic nun, Jennifer? Because Catholic nuns don't get married. So, so that's pretty scary that the head of the DHS would say that about terrorism. And if that's true, then the travel restrictions have to do with leaving the house. Talking about terrorism, Penguin, not the terrorism in general. Biggest threat to America is this fear-mongering. Oh, really? Huh. Spreading the truth isn't fear-mongering. I thought Muhammad married a 9-year-old. I think that it's pretty interesting, though, that if you talk about, the guy who's the head and supposed to be in charge of protecting us in the United States from terrorism, who says if you knew what he knew, you probably wouldn't want to leave the house in the morning. I mean, that says a lot. And my question is, how come our terrorism threat isn't through the roof, if that's the case? I know we don't. I guess we probably don't label it anymore. Jennifer said, yes, Muhammad did marry a 9-year-old and he had many wives. And Marie is saying the same thing. Hey, Huey, glad to see you back. So I think probably, again, I have, Barbara said Muhammad wrote it before the Catholic Church. Muhammad wrote it in 630 something, Barbara said. Dawn said Muhammad had 13 wives. Which one are we talking about? That's true. Got to have a playbook to figure out which one you're talking about. Why are the terrorists' well-being more important than ours? Well-being of the terrorists more important than ours? Ask the ACLU. 600 AD, Patrick said. Montana no, he didn't put a thug in the house, but the 9-year-old was his favorite. Oh, that's great. Good to know. Muhammad was forced by Satan to speak words that became the Quran. Ian said, agree, freedom to control our money is a blessing. Okay. So John Boehner is back in the news. I know that thrills everybody. Carrie said, online it says it was created to stop Christianity as a way to deceive the people. Never heard this before, though. Nancy said, I saw a pastor say we should take advantage and convert the refugees to Christ. I'm not interested in theological babble. Okay, well, maybe you can find another scope. Um, oh, yeah, John Boehner. I know that everybody would be excited to hear that he was back in the news. John had to come out. I don't know if Lindsay called him. I don't know if McCain called him. But he said that sweeping tax reform by Trump and the Republicans is just a bunch of happy talk. This is from a guy who gets lobbyist money. I have no idea who invited him. I think he was speaking before CPAs. KPMG, I believe it is. And he said he never envisioned Trump as a president. We never envisioned you as the Speaker of the House who would do so poorly. He said despite what he did with health care, this is talking about Trump, his presidency faces huge challenges. And he said everything else that Trump has done in office has been a complete disaster. And that Trump is still learning how to be president. Which is kind of an odd thing to say, John, because everybody who gets in the White House for the first time is learning how to be president. Yeah. Well, Keith, Marlene, he's played golf with Obama so long he doesn't really need to go play golf with Obama anymore. Obama was the worst. What is your opinion about the nuclear emergency and the nuclear plan of Hanford? I don't have an opinion on that. What's yours? So good to see Boehner coming back, spreading his BS. Many tax forms easy would put CPAs out of business. Exactly, Cully. You just want him to disappear with Obama? Yeah, neither one are likely to happen. I think they're joined together, I swear. Just when you think that these people are gone and you're never going to hear from them again, they come out. Boehner did nothing but carry the water for Obama. I think his brain has been fried from all the tanning beds. I know. I so missed him. I did an article on John Boehner, and it's on my website, SusanKnowles.com. I know, Nancy. He started out, he was a blue collar guy, kind of regular, ordinary guy, and really after a while, you can see how the lobbyists sort of just took over in his life. And I think, even now he's working for, isn't he working for a tobacco company or something like that? Republicans need to learn to stick together and be a team, keep disagreements private. I know, Carrie, but that's never going to happen because we don't do that. Hey, Mike, they did get to him. You can really see it, Nina. I know. And it's a shame, I say, when he comes out and talks like that, and Lindsey Graham comes out like that, and McCain, they're all those rhinos that do that stuff. That's good, Shauna. Really good. I liked him at first, but then he turned into a big disappointment. Yep. Those people in Trump's administration that under investigation are the ones that, and they're really not under an investigation. So let's just set the record straight there. The left likes to make everybody believe Hillary at Clinton at Trump's wedding. I think it was Trump was at Hillary's daughter's wedding. The Trump administration is not under investigation. Basically, they're just spreading a lie that's been going on with no facts and no evidence, kind of like the left does all the time. And the people who are going to be under investigation are people like those leakers who are going to be fired as soon as the president gets back in town. And pretty much they're probably Obama appointees. The mayor had to leave. Pressing event. Headscarves, yay or nay? That's a dumb question. What's up with Ivanka and Jared's art? I have no idea. Why are we not investigating the involvement of the Dems in Russia? Because they're Dems. And it's not really his campaign, Patrick, that's under investigation. It's a Russian lie. It's a Russian narrative that is a lie, that there's no facts to back it up. And yet we're having an investigation based on nothing. I know you don't like Tommy Lahren. She tweeted, "How can you impeach him if he's not your president?" Trump to be the best president ever. No, don't use sarcasm. That's going to be probably true. Yeah, he's been something. I couldn't read the rest of it. So, in other news, the Western, you would know. Western Washington University is today from 9 to 11, so you may want to get there. I know. Um, Today they're conducting a workshop on white privilege at Western Washington University, and a white professor, a history professor, by named of Randall Jimerson, who's the author of several journal books on race relations, is conducting that. Well, I don't think Ivanka would let you bang her, but that's in your little fantasy. Yay, you're my thousands. Where is this? That's in the Western Washington University in Washington, state of Washington. Ivanka is out of his league. Yeah, I would say so. I don't think Ivanka would be interested in an egg. Just saying. Did anybody also? We didn't talk about this. Oh, you live in Washington? Well, if 9 o'clock, you got some time to get there. Rotten egg at that. Yes, Keith. So yesterday we ran out of time, but I think you probably know that Las Vegas guy, that Lieberman is out now. He's no longer being considered for the FBI director because Trump hired an attorney from Lieberman's firm. So what are they doing? It's a workshop on white privilege, Marie. Yeah, I know. I did not want Lieberman. Please tell me how I never got in the white privilege line. uh, I can't believe that we're still doing that white privilege thing. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, I guess President Trump, they've been trying to tell him, oh, you need to get some guy that everybody likes, that's sort of, bipartisan guy. I don't know who that is. Nobody on the left is going to like anybody unless they picked him. You shouldn't try to appease the Dems. I know. Quit trying to appease the Dems. I mean, every time we do that. I know, Marie. Well, maybe next time. I can't believe that we still have racial issues on the forefront. I know. I know, Dawn. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, Patrick. We are barely making ends meet, real white privilege. ah, yeah. Okay, follow. Go somewhere else and follow somebody. Follow bait. Apparently, Lieberman is a very close, long-time friend of Trump's. Jennifer, fake news to keep focus off of the investigation, and too many Democrats that has Susan Wright's daughter badly money from the campaign. I would say Harry's email and Obama given Iran millions. Yeah, I mean, are we ever going to get down to what the Democrats have done? Yep, racial issues should have ended a long time ago. Lieberman voted for Hillary. Not surprised. Not surprised at all. It's our white privilege to work to pay welfare. There you go, Barbara. That's a good way of looking at it. Hillary Clinton is doing commencement speeches. Yeah, no cola that bites. Oh, and you are an annoyance. And you're out of here. Booger boy. Okay, Susan, bless you. I hope to hear you again. Fight the good fight. I will, Ian. Please come back and see us. Yeah, who would want Hillary Clinton at their commencement speech? But somebody does. So anyway, all right, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Some of these names, I know the troll names are just, I don't know who thinks it up. They spend more time thinking of troll names than they do in actually planning their future. All right, Danielle, you get over there to Jay. I'll see you guys later. May come on later tonight. Thank you on Facebook Live for coming on. Everybody there, if you would please share. Everybody in Periscope, if you would also just share this, retweet it with Expose the Left, that would be great. Thank you for coming in. See you guys. Have an awesome day too, gluten-free, and everybody else over there on Facebook Live. Thank you, Dawn. We'll see you later. Everybody have a great day and a great weekend if I don't talk to you. Take care.